Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture session of the course Engineering Thermodynamics. In this particular lecture, we will have further discussion on the concept of entropy, because at this particular point we have already defined the entropy change for both the reversible as well as the irreversible processes. So that's why from today onwards we can have further discussion on different cases of the exergy, and at the same point of time we can extend our discussion on the entropy rate equation for the case of open system. Okay, so let me just give you one basic concept based on the entropy. So what we have already seen, we know from our first law of thermodynamics that del Q minus del W is nothing but equal to du. Okay, so this is something which we know from our first law of thermodynamics. We also know our property relation TdS minus PdV is nothing but equal to du. Okay, so now if I say that, if I write from the equation of entropy, I can also write that ds is nothing but equal to del Q by T plus S generation. Okay, so that is something which I can write from my entropy equation. Okay, so from this particular point, I can say that my del Q is nothing but equal to T times ds minus T times S generation. Okay, so this I can write from the entropy equation, that my del Q is nothing but equal to T times ds minus T times of S generation. Okay, now if I use this first equation, which is applicable for any of the system. So in this equation, if I replace the del Q, upon replacing del Q, I can write T into ds, okay, minus T times S generation minus del W. So now this equation, let me consider that I have written this equation nothing but for an irreversible process. Okay, so if I have written this equation for reversible process, then only my delta Q irreversible will be equal to nothing but TdS minus T times S generation. Okay, so this is my delta Q of irreversible process. So that's why work also I have to write over here for irreversible process only. So minus delta W of irreversible will be equal to nothing but du. Okay, this point is clear. So what I have done, I have written this irreversible this particular equation del Q minus del W equal to du for irreversible process, and we know for irreversible process delta Q will be equal to TdS minus T times S generation. Okay, now what I can do at this particular moment, now I know that my du is nothing but equal to TdS minus PdV from our property relations. Okay, so I can replace the right hand side. So here my left hand side is TdS minus T times S generation minus delta W for irreversible process is nothing but equal to, in place of du from this property equation, I can write T into ds minus P times dV. So this TdS will be cancelling out. Now this delta W irreversible I will take to right hand side, and PdV I will bring to left hand side. Okay, so finally I will be getting P into dV minus TS generation will be becoming equal to our delta W into irreversible process. Okay, so from this equation we already know that our PdV is nothing but our work done in a reversible process. Okay, so this thing we already know. P into dV is nothing but work done in a reversible process. Okay, so that's why I can simply say at this point that work done in an irreversible process is nothing but equal to work done in reversible process minus T times S generation. Okay, minus T times S generation. So it means From this particular point, I can say that work done by an irreversible process will always be less in comparison to the work done by the reversible process. Okay. And what is the amount by which our work will be less? So that amount is nothing but equal to T times S generation. So T times S generation is something which is referred to as lost work. Okay, so this much amount of work we will be losing because of the irreversibility in our process. So it means that if we are having work consuming work producing devices, that will be producing the maximum amount of work in a reversible manner, and if we include the irreversibility, we will be having some loss of work, and the amount of loss of work will be nothing but equal to T times of S generation. Okay, so that's why we can say that work done in a reversible process is the maximum. Work done by the system in a reversible process is maximum, and always irreversible work will be less. So because of the irreversibility, we will be having certain loss of work. Okay. Now, let me try to take up one very, very important concept which we call as nothing but entropy rate equation. Okay, entropy rate equation. So what we have, generally we have written our equation of entropy as ds is equal to nothing but del q by t plus delta S generation. Okay, so this is something which we have written earlier. Now, it may also happen in some of the cases. So over here, while we are talking about entropy as well as amount of heat transfer, we are actually talking about the amount of each quantity. Okay, but it may also happen that our these properties for a particular system are actually changing with time. While if we are studying the phenomenon during the process is happening, or if our process is steady state, so at that time what will be happening, we may have some heat transfer rate. Okay, so in that case what will be happening, obviously we will be having some rate of entropy, we will be having some rate of entropy generation within our system. So if I have to write in the rate form, what I am saying, say I have this ds amount of entropy and delta q amount of heat transfer and delta S generation in some time period delta t. So if this is happening in some time delta t, then my rate form will be nothing but equal to ds divided by delta t. Okay, and here we will be having 1 by t times del q divided by delta t plus delta S generation divided by delta t. So now you can see each and every term over here we are having in the form of time in denominator. So it means we are writing this equation in nothing but our rate form. Okay. Now if I take a limiting case, that my delta t time, what I have considered, say it is tending to 0. Okay. So if my delta t is tending to 0, obviously what I will be doing in each of these terms, I will be putting the limit delta t tending to 0. So when my limit delta t is approaching to 0, I can simply write these terms as nothing but ds by dt equal to 1 by t times del q by dt plus del S generation divided by dt. So this is known as nothing but our entropy equation in rate form. Okay, and in the simplified form, I can also write as ds dot, okay, will be equal to 1 by t times del q dot plus del S dot generation. Okay, so dot we refers when we are actually taking our parameters in nothing but our rate form. Okay, so this type of rate form equation is actually very much required for our common devices, which we call as nothing but heat engine, refrigerator and heat pump. Okay, because heat engine, refrigerator, heat pump are nothing but the cyclic devices. So there each and every process happens simultaneously and it keep on moving in a thermodynamic cycle. So our majority of the times or our heat and work as well as the property interactions are nothing but in the rate form. Okay, so what we do in case of heat engine, we are having some high temperature, we are having some low temperature TL, and in between these two we have some heat engine device, and this heat engine device will be extracting some QH amount of heat over here, and it will be rejecting some QL amount of heat, and finally I'll be finding that I'll be getting some work over here. Okay, so now while I'll be writing this QH QL, I'll be writing in the rate form. So I am taking this heat at the rate of Q dot H, rejecting heat at the rate of Q dot L, and work is being done at the rate of W dot. So now we already know that our W dot will be nothing but equal to Q dot H minus Q dot L. Okay, so this is the concept which we know earlier. Now let us consider that our heat engine is nothing but a irreversible heat engine. If our heat engine is an irreversible heat engine, in that case what will be happening? I can say that ds for this heat engine will be nothing but equal to Q dot H divided by TH, because this Q dot H heat is taken at temperature TH, minus Q dot L divided by TL. And obviously if we are saying that we are having certain amount of irreversibility associated over here, so we will be finding that we will be having some rate at which our entropy will also generate. So this is the rate of entropy change, and this is the rate at which entropy is generating. Now over here we are having nothing but a thermodynamic cycle. Okay, so if we have thermodynamic cycle, then what will be the value of ds dot? Our ds dot will be nothing but 0, because for thermodynamic cycle initial and final state will be same. So because of that our entropy change will be equal to 0. So I can say that 0 is equal to Q dot H divided by TH minus Q dot L divided by TL plus S dot generation. Okay, from here I will be able to simply find that Q dot H is nothing but equal to TH divided by TL times Q dot L. Okay, so this I will be getting, or let me just obtain from here Q dot L. Instead of Q dot H, let me calculate Q dot L. Okay, so if I take the Q dot L to left hand side and divide and multiply by TL on both sides, I'll be finding Q dot L will be equal to nothing but TL divided by TH times Q dot H. Okay, and plus TL times S dot generation. So this thing I have got from nothing but my entropy rate equation. I have got that Q dot L equal to TL by TH times Q dot H plus TL times S dot generation. Okay, so now what I have to do in this formulation of work, W dot equal to QH dot minus QL dot, I will replace the value of Q dot L with this particular expression. Okay, so finally I will be finding that W dot equal to Q dot H minus what I have, TH divided by or I think it's reverse, it's TL by TH. So it's TL divided by TH times Q dot H plus TL times S dot generation. Okay, so now you can see that W dot is nothing but equal to Q dot H is coming common in the first two terms, and we will be finding inside 1 minus TL divided by TH. Okay, and here we are having a minus sign TL times S dot generation. Okay, so over here you can clearly see that the definition 1 minus TL by TH is nothing but refers to the reversible efficiency of the heat engine. So this is nothing but the reversible efficiency of the heat engine. So ultimately I can say that actual work done or work done by the irreversible heat engine is nothing but equal to Q dot H, amount of heat required, times reversible efficiency minus TL times S dot generation, where this TL times S dot generation will nothing but represents the rate of loss of work. Okay, so this is the rate at which actually we are having the loss of the work is happening. So this much. So if our process was happening in a reversible manner, in that case we could have got only the first term. Okay, but what ultimately is happening? Ultimately, actually, we are finding when we are including the effect of irreversibility. In that case, we are finding that the rate of work transfer is nothing but equal to whatever the work we could get from reversible engine minus TL times S dot generation. Okay, so we know that already we know that S dot generation is always a positive term from our previous lecture, and also this TL, whatever I will be substituting over here, it will be nothing but in absolute thermodynamic scale. So in absolute thermodynamic scale, it will be in Kelvin. Okay, so we know that the reference of Kelvin scale starts from 0 Kelvin and it moves in the positive direction. So it means my TL parameter will also be always positive. So this will be always greater than equal to 0. Even if I am going to the absolute 0 temperature, then only it will be 0, and above that we will be having some positive value. Okay, so both this S generation and TL are always having positive value. So because of that, this combination of TL into S generation we are actually subtracting over here. So we will be always having the loss of work while we are working in a work producing device. Okay, so finally I can say that if I have to write W dot, so I can individually I have seen that W dot is nothing but equal to Q dot H times reversible efficiency minus we are writing the rate at which actually our loss of work is happening. Okay, so if directly I have to relate the efficiency of actual cycle, so I can say that W dot will be nothing but efficiency of actual cycle times Q dot H. Okay, and obviously because actual cycle will be including some loss of work also over here. So ultimately we will be having efficiency of actual cycle as less in comparison to efficiency of the reversible cycle. Okay, so earlier like we have while studied the propositions of the Carnot, we have told that it is not feasible to have cycle between the same temperature limits which is having more efficiency than the reversible cycle. Okay, and we have also shown some proof over there. So that was kind of qualitative proof based on the second law of thermodynamics. But over here, after knowing the concept of entropy, we can actually quantify that by what magnitude our work will be less. Okay, so the magnitude, if you are able to calculate S generation rate at which entropy is generating in our actual system, we will be exactly able to quantify that how much loss of work we are having in our actual system. Okay, so this particular example is actually for a work producing device which is a heat engine. Now let me take one case for a work consuming device. Okay, so we know work consuming device is nothing but our refrigerator, where we are having transfer of heat from, so I am taking over here some refrigerator. So here we will be having transfer of heat from low temperature at the rate Q dot L, and we will be adding certain amount of work at the rate W dot, and then we will be adding this particular heat to our reservoir at high temperature at the rate of Q dot H. Okay, and over here also if I do the energy analysis, so I can say that Q dot L amount of work I am rate of heat transfer I am adding plus W dot amount of work I am adding, and whatever is leaving from this particular device, that is actually Q dot H. Okay, so here also finally I will be having my W dot as nothing but equal to Q dot H minus Q dot L. Okay, so this we have written from the conservation of energy. Now let me write entropy also for this particular refrigeration device. So if I write the rate of entropy change ds dot, that will be nothing but equal to QL dot divided by TL, because we are adding now Q dot L amount of heat, minus Q dot H divided by TH, because now this Q dot H amount of heat is actually taken out of the system. So I'll be writing Q dot H by TH, and we will be having certain rate at which actually entropy is generating. And we know that this refrigeration is also a thermodynamic cycle, so that's why for this also rate of entropy will be equal to 0. Okay, so I can say that my Q dot H by TH is nothing but equal to Q dot L by TL plus S dot generation. And finally, I'll be finding that Q dot H is nothing but equal to TH by TL times Q dot L plus TH times S dot generation. Okay, so now if I substitute this particular relation in my expression of work, so I'll be finding W dot as nothing but equal to, in place of Q dot H, I can say TH divided by TL into Q dot L plus TH times S dot generation minus Q dot L. Okay, so this I will be getting over here. Now, if I try to combine the expression, if I now combine the terms which are having Q dot L as common, so I'll be finding W dot as nothing but equal to Q dot L into TH divided by TL minus 1 plus TH times S dot generation. Okay, so over here, if I have to calculate Q dot L, so Q dot L will be nothing but equal to, Q dot L will be nothing but equal to W dot into TL divided by TH minus TL. Okay, so TL divided by TH minus TL, and this term also will be going on that side, so it will be becoming minus into TH TL divided by TH minus TL times S dot generation. Okay, so this you can see over here. So this, if you try to see, so TL divided by TH minus TL, it is nothing but our COP of the reversible cycle. Okay, so this is COP of the reversible refrigeration cycle. So I can say that my Q dot L is nothing but equal to W dot times beta reversible minus I have some part THTL divided by TH minus TL times S dot generation. Okay, so what is the physical meaning of this particular equation? So the physical meaning is that if I give W dot amount of work in a reversible manner, it will give me the refrigeration effect at the rate of some, say, Q dash L. Okay, so what is the physical meaning? The physical meaning is that if I add W dot amount of work, and if my device is operating in a reversible manner, so it is having COP of the reversible cycle, so say it will give me the refrigeration effect at the rate of Q dot L dash. Okay, however, if I am adding the W dot work at the rate of W dot only, so I am adding the work at the same rate, but my device is actually now irreversible. So in that case, I will be getting refrigeration effect at the rate of Q dot L. So, and ultimately I will be finding that my Q dot L is nothing but less in comparison to Q dot L dash. Okay, so that's why for the same amount of work, so from here I can say the physical meaning in two different ways. So the very first way I can say that for same amount of input work, we will be getting less refrigeration effect in case of irreversible manner. Okay, so if we are giving same amount of work, but we are operating our cycle, one in a reversible manner and one in an irreversible manner, so we will be getting less amount of refrigeration effect if we are operating it in a irreversible manner. Okay, and on the other hand, I can also say that if I have to obtain the same amount of refrigeration effect, okay, so if I have to obtain same amount of refrigeration effect in both the cycles, then I have to give more amount of work in case of an irreversible cycle. Okay, so this you can see from here. So we are having this expression W dot is equal to Q dot L into TH by TL minus 1. So you can see this part, this Q dot L into TH by TL minus 1 is nothing but the work done which is required to have Q dot L refrigeration effect if we are operating in a reversible manner. Okay. However, we are having this additional term over here, TH times S generation. So this is the work done required when we are operating our cycle in irreversible manner. Okay, because when we are operating in reversible manner, then obviously S generation will be equal to 0 and our work will be only this quantity. But when we are operating in irreversible manner, we are adding some positive quantity in our expression of work. So that's why our total requirement of the work will be increasing over here. Okay. So finally,
Why
yes.
DS was equal to, why DS was negligible in the previous slide?
I didn't say that DS is negligible. I said that DS dot for a cycle will be nothing but, or for any process, DS dot will be nothing but S dot at the final state minus S dot at the initial state. Okay, and for a thermodynamic cycle, final and initial state are same. So that's why DS dot will be equal to 0. Is this point clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so now what I can say over here, because this particular expression includes.
Sir, can you again explain physical meaning what you said earlier?
Okay, so I am repeating once again, please listen carefully. Okay, so what I am saying that if you see this expression of work, so what is the expression of work? W dot is equal to Q dot L times TH divided by TL minus 1 plus TH into S dot generation. Okay, so the meaning is, if your cycle is operating in reversible manner, what will be happening then? In case of reversible manner, S dot generation will be equal to 0. Okay, so my work will be nothing but Q dot L times TH divided by TL minus 1. If my cycle is operating in irreversible manner, then I have this Q dot L refrigeration effect, and work will be Q dot L times TH by TL minus 1 plus TH into S generation. Okay, so it means in both the reversible and irreversible manner, we are taking same amount of refrigeration effect Q dot L, but in one case we are having work only Q dot L into TH by TL minus 1, and in one case we are having one additional term TH into S dot generation also, and TH into S dot generation is a positive term, so that's why we will be having more work in irreversible fashion. Is this point clear?
Sir, thank you.
Okay, so now finally what I am having, Q dot L equal to W dot into beta reversible minus TH TL divided by TH minus TL into S generation. Okay, and combinedly if I write, I can say that Q dot L will be nothing but equal to beta actual times W. Okay, so actual work done into W dot. So this I can write for my actual device. Okay, and where our beta actual will be less in comparison to beta reversible. Okay, now let us go one step ahead. So what we will now do, we will try to define entropy change for open systems. Okay, so we know that in case of open system, we will be having certain mass interaction also. Okay, so let me take some control volume over here, and let me consider that I am adding some heat over here, okay, at the rate of Q dot, and say this is doing some work at the rate of W dot, and say some inlet stream is coming over here at the rate of m dot I, mass flow rate is m dot I, and it is leaving at the rate of m dot E. Okay, and say I am saying the entropy of this control volume is represented as SCV. Okay, so now what will be happening in this control volume? While I have already told you that when we are having some inflow of mass and outflow of mass, that mass carries certain amount of energy. Okay, so along with the energy, mass also carries certain amount of entropy. So what I will be saying that this m dot I mass, say it is when it is coming, its initial entropy is Si, and while it is moving out, say its entropy is nothing but S times E. Okay. So now the way we have defined our conservation equation for energy, similarly we have to define over here the conservation equation for entropy. Okay, so we know that entropy is only associated with the heat transfer, and we are adding heat at the rate of q dot. So I will be having some q dot by T term over here, and that, let me write this as del q dot. So I can say then finally that I will be having some del q dot by T rate at which we are actually adding certain amount of entropy. Okay, because entropy is associated only with the heat transfer, it is not associated with the work transfer. So that's why in entropy equation, work will not have any contribution. So the contribution will be coming only because of the heat transfer, and we know the contribution because of heat transfer in our entropy term is nothing but delta q dot divided by T. And if the process is irreversible, then obviously we will be having some entropy generation also. So I'll be having S dot gen also over here. Okay. So this is the entropy which is actually associated with heat transfer. So while we are having transfer of heat, with the transfer of heat, whatever the entropy is associated, that I have written over here. Now, apart from the transfer of heat, we are having some inflow and outflow of mass, and that inflow and outflow of mass also will carry certain amount of entropy. So because of that, I have to write over here one more term, that plus m dot I is the rate at which mass is entering. So obviously it will be adding the entropy to our control volume, and we are having some mass which is leaving at the rate of m dot E. So that will be carrying certain amount of entropy. So m dot E into SE. Okay. So this is nothing but entropy change. So this is our entropy change due to mass transfer, mass interaction. Then we will be having, apart from that, we know that we are not having any other mode because of which our entropy can transfer. So this will be nothing but equal to change in entropy of the control volume. So this will be equal to ds of control volume divided by dt. Okay. So now in this particular case, what we are having, I have considered that we are having single mass inflow and single mass outflow. So that's why I am writing simply m dot I into m dot E. Now we may have certain cases where we will be having actually the inflow and outflow of multiple streams. Okay, so if we are having inflow and outflow of multiple streams, then I can write the generalized equation as, or I may have multiple heat interactions also. So then I can write generalized equation as summation of all the heat interactions by T plus sum of all the rates at which entropy is generating plus summation of m dot I into Si minus summation of m dot E into Se, nothing but equal to d into SCV divided by dt. So this is my generalized form of entropy equation for a control volume. Okay, so control volume is nothing but a open system. Okay, now if I take the assumption of a steady state condition, so at the steady state, what will be happening? We know at steady state, the variation of property with time is equal to 0. So entropy is also a thermodynamic property. So that's why ds Cv by dt will be equal to 0. And finally, I'll be finding that summation of del q by T plus summation of m dot I into Si minus summation of m dot E into Se plus S dot generation will be equal to 0. Okay, and we know also for steady flow process, m dot I will be equal to m dot E will be equal to nothing but m dot. So I can simply write that summation of del q dot by T plus summation of m dot into Si minus Se, and plus S dot generation will be equal to 0. Okay. Now I can divide throughout by m dot. So if I divide throughout by m dot, I will be finding del small q dot. So small q is nothing but rate of heat transfer per unit mass plus this m dot will also be dividing. So we will be simply having Si minus Se. So specific value of the entropy, and we will be having also entropy generation in the specific form. So rate at which entropy is generating. Actually we are dividing with mass flow rate, so that's why we will be having now amount only. So we will not be having rate. So S generation will be equal to 0. Okay. Now let us take certain assumptions. So this will be the entropy change in generalized form for a open system if it is in the steady state condition. Okay. Now if I say that my system is adiabatic, so we are not having any heat interaction. So in that case, del Q will be equal to 0. And finally, I will be finding that Si minus Se plus S generation will be equal to 0. Okay. So from this, I will be getting that Se will be always Si plus S generation. Okay. So it means entropy of the exit will always be more in comparison to the entropy of the inlet, because we know that in our practical scenario it is not possible to have completely reversible process. So that's why always the entropy at the exit will be more in comparison to entropy at the inlet. Okay. However, if we consider that we are having a reversible process only, so process is entirely reversible, then obviously I will be finding that entropy at inlet will be equal to entropy at outlet. Okay, so this is happening for reversible adiabatic process. So that's why we call this process as nothing but isentropic. So I can say for entropy at exit, the condition is it will be always greater than equal to entropy at the inlet. Okay, so this I can write from this particular equation. So it means that while some process is happening within the open system, so we will be having some generation of entropy, and obviously the outflowing stream will be having more entropy in comparison to the entropy of the inflow stream. Okay. Now let me give illustration for a open system. So let me consider an open system and let us try to relate what kind of.
For steady state, why did we take delta SCV by delta T equals to 0?
We know that for a steady state process, the change of property with reference to time is equal to 0. Okay. And entropy is the property. So that's why we are saying dSCV by dt equal to 0. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now let us consider this. We have a control volume, and in this control volume, I am adding, say, certain amount of heat, okay, at the rate of Q dot, and I am having some work interaction over here at the rate of W dot, okay, and already I have told you that m dot I mass is a rate at which mass is entering, and m dot E is the rate at which actually mass is going out, okay. So now from the equation, so if I say that it is my steady state process, so obviously m dot I will be equal to m dot E, and that will be finally equal to nothing but our m dot. Okay. So now if I write the energy equation on per unit mass basis, so just you can recall our previous some of the previous lecture where we have discussed about the energy equation for open system. So we will be finding nothing but Q dot. Okay, so Q dot is the rate of heat interaction over here, plus we will be finding HI is the enthalpy of the inflowing stream, plus VI bar square by 2 as the kinetic energy of the inflowing stream, plus G into ZI as the potential energy. That will be equal to nothing but W dot. Okay. We will be having W dot plus HE plus VE bar square divided by 2 plus G into ZO. Okay, so this we will be finding. And finally, if I try to find out the amount of work, so work will be nothing but equal to W dot will be equal to Q dot times Q dot plus HI minus HE into, sorry, plus VI bar square minus VE bar square divided by 2 plus G times ZI minus ZO. Okay, so this expression we have got for the work. Now let us try to write down our entropy equation. So from the entropy equation, what will be happening? From the entropy equation for a steady state process, just now I have told you. So we will be having del Q. So this also I am writing on per unit mass flow rate basis. So it will be nothing but equal to del Q by T plus S generation we will be having, plus we will be having some SI minus SE will be equal to 0. Okay. And finally, I will be finding from here that my del Q is nothing but equal to T times of SE minus SI. Okay. So del Q is nothing but equal to T times of SE minus SI minus of T times of S generation. So this is something which we have obtained from our entropy equation, which we have written for this particular control volume on per unit mass basis. Okay, so per unit mass flow rate basis. So now one important TDS relation I know, that T times ds is nothing but equal to D times H minus V times dP. Okay, so if I have to calculate this TDS from inlet to exit stream, then I have to integrate this. So I can integrate TDS. So obviously I have to integrate this DH also, minus I have to integrate this VDP also, and this I am say doing integration from inlet to exit. Inlet to exit. Okay. So over here what will be happening? I will be finding T times of SE minus SI will be equal to HE minus HI minus integral of V times dP. Okay. So now what I can do, whatever this delta Q I have obtained over here, so this delta Q actually I can, this particular delta Q, whatever I have written over here, this in this particular delta Q I can replace this term TS minus T into SE minus SI with this expression over here. Okay. So finally I will be finding that my del Q is nothing but equal to HE minus HI minus integral of VDP minus T times S generation. Okay, so this is one very, very important point. So what I have done initially, first I have written the entropy equation on per unit mass basis, and from that entropy equation I have got this expression, and then I have applied this property relation, thermodynamic property relation, TDS is equal to DH minus VDP, and here I have integrated it and I have obtained the value of T times SE minus SI, and this value actually I have replaced in my original equation for heat transfer. Okay, so what I will be doing now, whatever this value of heat transfer I have got, del Q I have got, this del Q value I will replace in my original equation of work transfer. Okay, so if I replace this in my original equation of work transfer, so I will be finding W dot as nothing but equal to, we have seen that our W dot is nothing but equal to Q dot. So Q dot is, from here I have got Q dot as nothing but HE minus HI minus integral of VDP minus T times S generation. Okay, so this is my replacement of Q over here. Apart from that, I have this additional term over here. So let me add this also. So I'll be having plus HI minus HE plus VI bar square by 2 minus VE bar square by 2 plus G times ZI minus ZE. Okay. So now you can see this HI and HE will be cancelling out, and finally I will be finding that W dot equal to minus integral of V times dP, okay, plus vi bar square minus v bar square divided by 2 plus g times zi minus ze minus t times of S generation. Okay. So now you can clearly see that this initial expression is actually taking the form of nothing but reversible work in an open system. So this is the rate at which reversible work is happening in an open system, because we know that W for actual system is nothing but equal to W reversible minus T times of S generation. Okay. So this over here in the starting is nothing but represents the reversible work done over here. Now if I say that my kinetic energy and potential energy change are negligible. So kinetic energy and potential energy changes are negligible in between the inflow and outflow stream. In that case, what will be happening? I can say that W will be nothing but minus integral of V dP minus T times of S gen. Okay, so over here what I have done, basically I have removed the changes in kinetic energy and changes in potential energy. So at this particular point you can clearly see, so this expression we have completely derived for open system. So you can see that for open system our reversible work is nothing but integral of minus VdP. Okay, so this is the work done in an open system. Earlier also I have given you small hint about the work done in an open system, but over here after knowing the concept of entropy, we have come to know that work done in an open system, I can write the reversible work in an open system is nothing but minus integral of V times dP. Okay, so if you physically try to understand this concept, so for example, if I plot this on a PV diagram. So on a PV diagram, say one process is happening where our state is changing from 1 to 2. Okay. So while we do the integral PdV refers nothing but our this area. So this much will be our area, which will be the work done in a closed system when we are writing about integral P times dV. But when we write integral VdP, so from our basic mathematical understanding for area under the curve, we will be coming to know that integral VdP will be nothing but our this area over here. Okay, so this is my amount of work which we are having in our open system, and obviously we have also come to know that in open system also our work we are getting as reversible work minus loss of the work. Okay, so that's why I can say that work done will be maximum in reversible manner, and we will be having some loss of work, and the rate at which loss of work is happening, that will depend upon the rate at which our entropy is generating. Okay, and one very important point which we have got over here, that the expression of reversible work in case of open system is nothing but minus integral of V times dP. Okay, so now I will stop at this point, and we will have further discussion in our next lecture.